Creators and good morning creation. How's everyone doing? I just wanted to hop on and say happy Mother's Day. More than anything is just an intention to say happy Mother's Day and to play with creation. What a better day than to just kind of sit out with nature for a little bit, get the guitar going, maybe pull some cards. You know, you know how it goes. I felt inspired this morning to go live. And I feel like that's the best place of action in these energies is acting from a space of inspiration, because then your whole heart is involved in that. And I feel like that's really what the essence of the nurturing quality and the compassion that we hold for the energetics of today is, and how we carry that forward in our life path from now on is working from a space of inspiration, being from a space of inspiration, and showing up from that space. So welcome in. Hi everybody, how's it going? No real direction here, just kind of like, let's turn on the live, let's grab the guitar, let's grab some cards, let's see where it goes, right? So good morning to all the moms out there. Happy Mother's Day. Today we celebrate you, and today we celebrate our feminine heart, our whole heart. We celebrate what that is, even being in a male form, right? Honoring what that mothering essence is, because on this walk, on this pathway, we're all just coming back to our divine knowing of divine innocence and what it is to be a creator and to be one with creation, and how to really work with the essence of painting our spirit in the way, shape, form that we see it through the eyes of creator. And creator, we could see it on the father side, we could see it on the feminine side, and today we're taking that space to honor the mothers, to honor mama bears, right? And what you guys have to go through, right? Like, just come on, I'm a starseed, I'm an indigo, and I know what I put my mom through, right? And so love you, mom, if you're here. Happy coffee and music to you. Man, I put my mom through some stuff. And as a result, I think the best gift, for myself being where I'm at, is to continue to thrive in all that I do and to show compassion no matter what's going on in my life and no matter what's going on in my world. And I feel like that's a lot of the initiation and the purification of the walk of being one with the mother, is being able to hold that compassion no matter what's going on in our lives. Right? So it takes moments of a lot of gratitude, a lot of forgiveness. But within this walk too, it also is a remembrance that this is a temporary experience, and the effect that we can make every single day gives us an opportunity to create legends out of all that we are. And with that sense, the energy of the legend is very much so a masculine and a father frequency in my eyes. But like, it's, how do we carry the legacy of what we do within these realms, within this world, within this existence, to share joy with one another, to share our heart with one another, to share our compassion, to share our healing, right? Whether it's sharing your story of what you've overcome, the obstacles, the triumph, the return, the victory, or whether it's really just being who you are authentically and trusting the process in every step. And so today we honor the moms. We honor the moms within and the moms without, and we celebrate you. And so we're just gonna open up with a little song. We got a little coffee going. And of course, I mean, let's thank one of the most beautiful mothers that we have, which is this one right here, Pachamama. So thank you to Mother Earth, Mama Gaia, for being here. Thank you guys for being here. Take a moment to celebrate you. So we're gonna go a little Mr. Rogers like we did last time. take a moment to honor the moms that aren't here anymore, right? Because they're with us within spirit, and their energy, it resonates through the field, right? And we can feel the celebration, the gathering of the moms that haven't made it, the moms that passed too soon, and the mothers that hold that eternal love for us to find our way home. Hey. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Hope you guys can hear it okay. There we go. Alrighty, so I hope everyone's just doing awesome, settling in, settling in, settling in. Oh, start out with some gratitude statements. I'm really grateful right now from my pure heart, as pure as it can get. I'm really grateful for moments like this to be able to just wake up, feel inspired to get on, to pick up the guitar and to just sing my song, right? I'm really grateful for those moments. When it comes to the mom, I'm really grateful to be deepening the connection with my own Divine Mother and to be able to really step into what it is to be that, right? Especially being in a male form. Such a very strange feeling at times. And I'm really grateful for that. Last night I had a moment where, because we go through a lot of ceremony, right? Especially, the walk of the priestess, the walk of the divine child. A lot of my walk lately has been in sacred ceremony, in sacred witness, to just listen and to receive, especially when it comes to being an oracle and all these things. And I had this moment where it was like this really big moment of compassion where it was like, we know that it must be weird being a holy woman in a male form. And in that opposite polarity, it could be strange for a woman to be a holy man or a holy masculine in a woman's body as well. And a lot of that contrast showed me how out of place I felt in my life, you know, um, in regards to different versions of myself, right? But also to this really deepening of compassion of how disconnected we've been from that energy for so long, and how grateful I am to be connected to that energy, and to hold that within my form. And then how can I practice that throughout my day, right? Like, how do I not only hold that nurture and that compassion and that sacred honor for my own inner feminine, but then how do I share that with others without feeling like I'm going to be ridiculed or bullied or made fun of or exiled, right? Because a lot of that energy, right, it feels strange being in a male body holding that sacred feminine tone, but we get used to it, right? And it's all about bringing things into balance. So I will go super feminine, and a lot of that is when my inner princess is inside. And if anyone can relate to the inner princess, you know what I'm talking about. It's like that 2-year-old, 3-year-old little girl inside, right? And then what it is to integrate that, right? And to come back into this balance. I'm really grateful for that opportunity to be able to witness these things within myself, and to connect with other men and other women that feel the same, right? I'm also really grateful for an opportunity to be able to speak my truth. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to be out here with Mother Nature today, even though it's getting hotter in Arizona, and we don't have an air conditioning or anything, right? Like moments like this where we have this calm, subtle breeze, we have family together, we're in ceremony, we're enjoying life, right? Those are the moments I'm really grateful for. And so I ask you to take a moment and just reflect, what is it that you're grateful for, right? Because we really can amplify on that intention throughout the day. Um, some days it feels like I really have to dig deep to find gratitude for things, but that's one thing that my wonderful partner has taught me, is through everything in my experience lately, finding gratitude for why it's occurring, even if I don't like it, right? And a lot of that is retraining the belief system to find the positive outlook, to find that perspective of love in all that I do, which doesn't mean that I don't experience polarity. It doesn't mean that I'm just now not gonna have a bad day, right? It's like, we were talking about this the other day. It's kind of like the good vibes only shirt. It's like, oh, vibrate up, vibrate out, good vibes only. And it's like, no, I still have shitty days. I still have shitty belief systems on days. But like, the reason that I'm going through my experience is to give me an opportunity to grow, to witness, to listen, to learn, and to evolve. And that in itself, having the opportunity to come down here and to have senses and to have a sensory experience, which means that I'm engaging, firing on all cylinders with all my senses, even if I don't like what I feel, that in itself is a blessing, right? And I feel like that's what this nurturing quality and nurturing component is within self, is finding gratitude for experience again, and witnessing that, like, we have an opportunity in every now moment to shift the day, to shift our reality, to shift our choices and to realign in every now moment. We just have to take that opportunity to make the decision to do so, right? So whether it's walking a different block, taking a different route, trying something new, showing up and doing something that you normally wouldn't do so you can face your fears. It's really important. It's really important to set the stage for your own reality, for you to be able to choose your own life path, right? And one that feels right to you, and one that aligns with your purpose, the one that aligns to your mission, right? The one that aligns to your goals and to your own vision. Really, really grateful for that. And yeah, take moments today to ask yourself, what are you grateful for, right? What are you grateful for within your experience? And how can you share just a little bit more compassion today with self and with others, right? So we can keep harmonizing with that mother essence and that mother spirit, as it exists within all of us, and how we see it throughout the cosmos, and how we see it in our day-to-day, right? It's really allowing the synchronicity and the magic to show up for us, as we step into becoming one with creation and just kind of honor the folly of experience. Because that's the other thing that even Pachamama teaches me is how silly these experiences can be at times too, right? So it doesn't all have to be dreary, right? It doesn't all have to be gloomy. There's a part of this experience that's quite funny, especially in the times of hardship, right? And not saying that everything isn't funny that's occurring on planet Earth, because I'm aware of different experiences that I've had, and they were by no means funny. But there's these little breaks and these little moments where Gaia has this crystalline expression where she shows up and she just pops a joke. And it's just like, it's so funny. Hi, Angel. Hi, sweetie. And it's really beautiful to witness that magic unfold before us, where we can find the silliness and the laughter in our day-to-day and in our experience, and being human, right? Because like being human itself is filled with a lot of folly. If you follow a lot of that Celtic line, and follow the silliness, like for me, when I walk with my ancestors, they remind me of how silly this human experience can be, even if it's brutal, right? Even if there's these brutal moments, there's these moments of just like, oh my gosh, that are really, really, really silly and really fun to harmonize with. So anyway, don't know where I'm going with that, but we're gonna pull some oracle cards, and then we'll probably end in another song. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for supporting the community. Thank you for being a part of my journey, and thank you for sharing the last 3 years with me on this channel. Things are definitely changing very, very quickly. We're kind of getting used to this new routine, and really building our life back into a way that feels good for us. And it really is, it's exciting, but it very much so is a walk into the unknown, right? And this is where we hold faith and we hold trust in experience, gifting us everything we need to find solutions from within, and that when we encounter problems, we come into a space of solution, right? And we ask ourselves, what can I do about this right now? And in some moments, right, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do but just be like, you know what, I just surrender. And sometimes there's moments to step into action, right? Either way, we're being gifted an opportunity in every now moment to find more and more solutions from within, or to create solutions from within. So, another part of this too, of us being the alchemist and being the magician and the creator in our own reality, is that some days we're the ones that are creating solutions out of nothing, right? We're creating solutions out of nothing. And that in itself is a whole new level of creation, where we're blueprinting new ways, we're creating new shifts in our reality. And we're finding new ways to harmonize. So let's see what wants to come through for us today from the oracle cards. We're using Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Wisdom of the Oracle deck. We'll do 3-card pull. Shonda bara shenda bakina. No sto bara kianda. Oh man. Ooh. Yang. Yang. The masculine energy. Regeneration and building blocks. Interesting that we have the yang energy showing up on the day of mother and of creation, but in a sense, right, the new essence of what's being built right now is very much a new, a restructuring of the masculine archetype, the masculine architect, and how we're working with power, right? Like we've seen so much power struggle occur. I think power is one of those dynamics in my life, at least, that I've seen so much polarity, and it feels like it's backwards and forwards with how we're working with power. But there is something regenerating that is rebuilding ourselves, this new foundation for what the future of the realities are and how they pertain to our own individuated situation, right? So a lot of this action energy, look at this fireball, right? Look at this fireball, this fiery energy coming forward, really coming through our hands, stepping into how we're propelling our creations moving forward, but how we're using that to regenerate these realities that we've built. So it's like a constant restructuring. It's like demolition, rebuild, or death and rebirth cycles. A lot of this Phoenix energy, right? But it's I'm hearing the song Bones, where it goes, the house don't fall when the bones are good, right? And it's really knowing that when it comes to us stepping into these new cycles of creation, these new pathways, these new timelines, we're really looking at resolving and dissolving a lot of authority issues, as well as creating that firm bedrock or that firm soil for a whole new kind of reality to take shape in our own life. And so we could see the yang energy is actually what is shaping the creation. Like when we see these hands, it's kind of like the hands that are molding the pottery, right? And very much so working with this energy of coming back to life in regards to our own creation with these new building blocks that we've been building. And so for myself, it's really been about downsizing my reality. This kind of an energy is something where I downsize my reality and I keep my universe very, very small and very close to my heart, right? Because that place of simplicity opens up to another level of ease, grace, and flow where we can start adding in new ingredients into the recipe, right? So it's like sometimes we might want to be that master chef, right? That like comes out and has the most like intricate of creations. But sometimes when we add too many flavorings to our own creation, we actually begin to dull down on the simplicity of our senses and how simple one ingredient can be in our reality, right? And how delicious it can be as well. And so it's very much so for myself when it comes to this regenerative feeling is I really simplify and I keep my reality small because it's stable that way, right? And then I start to begin to add in the new ingredients for what this is. And so the return to simplicity has really been such a key component of my life. Especially when it comes to the logic mind, right? Which is a lot of that yang energy, the masculine energy, and how the logic mind can start creating a lot of complications in our reality. So a lot of this is that return to simplification is also helps us to find what a heart-centered expression and a heart-centered experience is. Because the heart is really simple. The deeper that I dive into the purity of my heart and the more that I purify and cleanse my heart space and get it open wider and wider and really step into that profound divine love within myself, the more I recognize that love is a very simple concept. It's just been tattered, turned, distorted, and broken over eons of time because of familial patterning, because of old, because of babble, because of language, because of distortion, because gotten complicated at times or even watered down. But the pure essence of divine harmony and divine love is a very simple form of creation, and it is a space of being that we dive into, we hold it within the form, and we carry it, and it really is a place of trust. It's a place of surrender. It's a place of knowing, and it can be very easy to complicate it, but it's the simplest things that matter now, right? Especially with everything that's been going on. There's been a lot of days, even for myself, right, to just get a little personal, where it's like, I'm like, what's going on in the world? Like, I don't even know what to talk about anymore because I'm not diving into what's going on in the collective. I'm not paying attention to the news. My reality is very small. I've got a handful of people that I keep by my side, right? And other than that, It's not really knowing what's going on in the greater stage and in the grander stage, but recognizing too that I don't have to guilt myself not being a part of those situations. It's that simple reverberance of me following my magic home to where my home is for me, within the form, within the expression, and where that is on a basis of travel and location and the family and my surroundings, right? Is that in itself creates an effect for people to walk off the collective stage and to no longer play in that jargon. And this is part of what these new building blocks for these realities are, is that the realities that we built, when they're harmonized with love, when they're harmonized with, if we want to say new earth, if they're harmonized with purity, if they're harmonized with Christ consciousness, look very polar opposite than a lot of the collective themes or the collective trajectories, right? And so as a result, it's very important for us to note that we're not alone on that journey, and we're going to begin harmonizing with people that are sharing those same realities. And then we come together, we unify, and we share our building blocks for success. We share our building blocks for success. How is Corey feeling? Angel asked, how is Corey feeling? Corey's feeling really good. Oh, beautiful. The same deck. I love Wisdom of the Oracle. Corey's feeling good. He's been going through a lot. Yesterday was a very transformative day. We're working a lot with some masculine concepts and really building new realities. So everything has been building. Everything has been the new stories, the new themes, the new magic, simplifying and really changing the work ethic and the work routine. Really focusing on expanding the business, the new creative ideas, calling in the resources to be able to create these things, as well as honoring this new flow. Giving a lot more attention to myself, overall, I'm feeling really comfortable in my body, feeling very comfortable with who I am, right? And doing, and I make it up. A creator, we make it up as we go. Literally, we're building in every now moment and really tuning into what it is to really simplify, but also to break through a lot of my own conditioning, based upon the storylines of the past, the storylines of the old, and really breaking down, opening through, and purifying those storylines, especially in regards to Christ consciousness, especially in regards to being a Grail kid, especially in regards to being a priestess. And then, all the other components, it's really unifying with self, with all versions of self, returning to simplicity, returning to essence, not getting caught in the storyline, but also doing what I can to repair and to fix my belief systems, so I can begin living a new walk in a new pathway. There's a lot of opportunities that are opening up for myself to be able to move into new directions. And as a result, I want to move in those new directions, but I also want to move into a new reality. I don't want to do the same thing over and over again. I don't want to loop into those old trajectories. And there's some stories of struggle and things like that that I'm still working through. And as a result, the simplification helps. The return to joy, the return to what matters the most to me, which is completely opposite of where I was at just 6 months ago. I used to be very mission focused, we're gonna save the planet, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and as a result now, a lot of my journey now is doing what I want to do, and not from a place of selfishness, but from a place of that now I'm gifted myself an opportunity to really sit back, breathe, and to enjoy my life. And I'm going to take it, right? Because there was a lot of days where I sacrificed for humanity, or I sacrificed for others, or I sacrificed for the greater good because it was supposed to be honorable. And at the end of the day, it left me more broken, torn, worn down. And so it's really about simplifying, but also staying within flow and doing what I can to open up to receive new insights, new downloads, new abilities, new gifts, keeping my integrity intact, but while also really stepping forward and recognizing that just because I have a role of being a light worker, which we were talking about that word the other day in our community, being a light worker or being whatever is that a part of being light is, we don't have to all be healers and study the modality and step into esoterics and metaphysics, right? I think we're remembering now what it is that light encompasses all, and that light encompasses all that we do, and it doesn't matter what you do as long as you're showing up as light. So whether I've got a guitar in my hand, whether I'm playing with the Dremel and sticks, whether I've got my feet in the dirt, I'm taking a nap, I'm eating a snack, I'm bathing in the sun, or I'm pulling cards, or I'm just being a good friend, right? It's recognizing that my whole life can be encompassed with being light, and it doesn't have to show up in the way that I thought it was, right? And that's a part of the gift of humility of the experience right now, is recognizing that a part of being a way shower, a guide, whatever, an angel, whatever the heck we want to put on it archetypally, um, it's not what I thought it was going to be. But as a result, the feeling that I have within of resilience, the feeling that I have within of honoring myself, loving my body, and taking care of myself more, yeah, it's really a whole new component. It's a whole new life, a whole new reality, and every day I wake up finding just a little bit more gratitude for what I have. Um, and really doing what I can to shift out a lot of old stories and to just get on with my life. There's a lot of endings that I'm waiting for. There's a lot of chapters that I'm waiting to close. One of them being the RV, closing the chapter on that. And but it's time right now. A lot of it is time and patience, and that's been the biggest practice. Is while I'm in transition, while I'm in waiting for certain things to get going and to lift off, that I'm just shedding the old, that I'm regenerating my life force, and that when that moment comes, I can be grateful. But I don't have to sit in the future, and I don't have to sit in the stirring and the waiting, which I'm really good at doing. Good at sitting there and going, why don't I? Right? Why don't I? And as a result, I get to shed greater and greater levels of entitlement energy, and really stepping into a place of really honoring what hard work does for the soul, and honoring to this new flow and this new design, this new life path. So thank you, Angel, for asking how I'm feeling, for how I'm feeling. It's been quite a journey. Been quite a journey lately. So we have young, we have regeneration, and we have building blocks. Let's just pull a few Rider Waite to see what wants to come through for us from Rider Waite, and then we'll end in a song. So thank you guys for being here again. Thank you for being a part of this journey. I think we're gonna come on pretty soon and do what's the story again. That's the Abakanto Raki. I've been feeling the call to step back into doing what's the story, Morning Glory. Remember when we were doing that? We were doing stories for the collective. We might start doing those again. I've been feeling the call, feeling the pull. That's the interesting as there's a lot of young energy coming through. So King of Swords, really. The truth shall set you free. This is really powering on, clearing and cutting through with our own discernment. Really being balanced. Really bringing in some sort of balance in our lives in regards to what we're illuminating in the pathways moving forward. And so really it's interesting because I feel like a part of this regeneration is gifting us an opportunity to find clarity in what it is that we want to do and how we're sharing our magic moving forward, right? So we have Merlin showing up, but we also have the archetype of the masculine showing up in its clarity, right? Cutting through that space of indecision. Cutting through that space of indecision and really finding out what's lighting the way in our own tunnel, in our own pathway. This is seeking hope in all that we do and recognizing that there is light at the end of the tunnel, but we're the ones that are illuminating the pathway, right? So it's interesting because we've got this energy of these building blocks, these new transitions, a regeneration, but it's also moving forward, right? What is it that what is it that sparks our renewal? What is it that really, what is our light at the end of the tunnel? You know, we are the ones carrying that lantern in those spaces and places of the unknown. But our space of indecision is being highlighted right now. because you're clear. You're clear on what it is that you want to do moving forward, but you have to make the decision. Do I walk alone on this journey? Right? The Hermit card, very much so speaking of that alone adventure, right? And that a lot of us, when we're blazing these trails and we're blazing these pathways, we are kind of walking alone. But we aren't, though. Because when it comes to the integrity of the soul and honoring your pathway, you're the one that's choosing to build this pathway and to create this pathway and to belong to this pathway. Others are a part of this pathway as well. So you actually are never alone. But as a result, being a pioneer of your own life path, choosing yourself above all, taking that time to go within to light your own way. It's not from a place of stubbornness. It's recognizing that sometimes on the pathway, not everyone can go with you. But also, too, you're the one that holds the beacon of hope here. You're the one that stands in your truth. You're the one that's lighting this way. And so then the question is, what is the light at the end of the tunnel for you? It's kind of this place of like, why are you doing what you're doing in your life? Why are you sharing? Why are you building this pathway? Right? And those questions, it's not from a place of like, it's coming from a place of really getting back to the base foundation, back to the building blocks of why it is you do what you do. And that helps to redefine our purpose, right? Like, is it from a place of hope? Is it from a place of love? Is it that like you want to see a better place? Is it that like you want all the kids in the world to have food? You want everyone to have shelter and to have a home, right? And really our purpose all along is what helps to create the direction in our reality. And so this very much so is kind of like that return to reflection of why am I here? Why do I do what I do? Right? Is it that you believe in love? Is it that you want to shift out some archaic belief systems? Is it that you want to really bring purity back to planet Earth? Is it that you want to see Gaia flourish? You want to see the future generations expand? Is it that you want to show your family that you can, right? You're the one that creates the definition of the purpose, but your purpose is also what creates direction moving forward. And it's that subtle reminder. You know, the veil of forgetfulness can be real at times. And as we're unveiling these belief systems and really stepping into our divine knowing of why it is that we are a creator, why we've created certain scenarios, is that moving forward, it gives us an opportunity to really cleanse, purify, and gift ourselves an opportunity to find again why we're here and why we do what we do. And so the King of Swords can come through with a very cutting energy, but it is a lot of clarity. There's clarity within your own life that there's something that needs to be brought into balance in regards to magic, in regards to being on your own, in regards to your pathway and what you're illuminating moving forward. And these spaces of indecision are common, but as soon as you make the leap, you will discover why you were in that place of indecision the whole time. But it really is coming through and facing your fears, right? Facing your fears. Recognizing that this archetype, right? This archetype is necessary moving forward because this is that Shiva energy that comes through and carves the pathway into what these new trajectories are. So some days, yeah, it might feel like you're alone with a machete in a jungle, right? But that tool was gifted to you through your experience because you're the one that's creating that outlet in your reality. You're paving the way for others moving forward. And that's what a way shower is. A lot of the times, you know, I've had this this scenario happen where we carve high vibrational pathways out of situations, right? And a lot of that is that we get dropped into scenarios and we're like, why we're here, and we're left with nothing. Oh, there's a deer. Hi, deer. Wow. Was that a deer? It looked like a kangaroo. I'm in Arizona. Why is there a kangaroo in Arizona? Am I tripping? I think I just saw a kangaroo in Arizona. Okay. Folly of Gaia, right? Sorry, guys. I don't have ADD. Swear. Okay. But it's that, you know, it comes to us as being a creator, being in a body, we are only gifted that which we can handle, never more, never less. And so if you're in a situation, you're having to carve a pathway out of your situation, out of your scenario, you're there because you can. You're there because you have the opportunity. You're there because you're gaining something from that experience. You're gaining something from the experience, and it's really important for you. Yeah, see? Clouding the reading, self-worth, self and self-love. So this entire experience for you to blaze this pathway is to find your value again. You're finding your inherent self-worth. You're finding your value. You're finding that self-love. You're finding out who you are. You're finding out what it is to be one with creation and be loved eternally just as you are. Every trophy is an initiation, right? So you're here stacking your chips. You're stacking your badges. You're stacking your ability to go through life again. And the self-worth and the self-love is what you're finding through this experience, right? And so a lot of this, right, if it feels like it's a lonely part of the journey, you're the one standing alone at your throne, right? This is that you're in your mastery. King is always representing mastery. And this is a very clear sign that the decisions that you make from here on forward are helping you to discover your self-worth and self-value. This is spaces of compassionate action. And compassionate action moving forward is gifting you the new building blocks for your reality that you're building, the new foundations. And a lot of these is like, there's moments where I'm like, well, where do I go from here? What do I do? Return to simplicity and ask that question to yourself. Ask that question, because you're the one that's harmonizing this symphony in your life right now. And I think that for myself, I'll state this, that when it came to me stepping into being a creator, once I unlocked creator consciousness fully from within me, that's when things got really hard. Because no thing was telling me what to do. I was the one that was having to create that in every now moment. So I was now the director, I was the commander, I was the orchestrator of the reality, and not from a space or place of control, but from a space of recognizing that I'm the one that's putting all this effort forward. I'm the one that's got to get this done. And not from a place of alone, not from a place of like, you know, it's not like that masculine distortion of I have to do it all alone, right? I'm better by myself. It's not from that. But it was full ownership of creation and full ownership of being a creator, which even means that if I'm having a poopy diaper, if I'm having a silly day, if I'm sitting in my stank, if I'm sitting in my funk, I created that. And taking full ownership for my creation, which means that I don't like every part of creation, but I can learn to surrender to the fact that there was a lot of unconscious creations that have been echoing and reverberating through my form from things that I created years or decades ago that are reverberating back and showing me why I don't create certain things in my life and why I held on to certain belief systems and why I need to choose to let go. But also that I'm the one that holds the light that's illuminating this pathway moving forward. That I am the luminary, right? That I am the luminescent expression of my own pathway, and I have a divine right to hold my light and to shine that forward. And to shine light on situations where I've been indecisive, where I've been out of balance, right? Where I've been maybe a little bit too young or a little bit too yin. So this is an illumination point of what we need to bring balance to in regards to our own power, our own clarity, and our own truth, and recognizing that it's our truth moving forward that gives us the clarity of the direction in which we are moving. And so if you feel like you're moving in a way, shape, form that has no direction, you're actually the one that is creating the direction. And you're the one that's holding the light here. And so it really is about that place of honor, the self-worth and self-value. When you're making a decision, trust it's for your highest good. When you make a decision, recognize that it's coming from a place of self-worth or self-value. And if it isn't, it's gifting you an opportunity to discover more self-worth and self-value. Experience is always going to gift you opportunity if you see it as such. Right? Identity crisis, very much so. Transcendence. Identity crisis is transcendence. Saturn returns. Right? And that's what this year has been, even for myself. There's been a lot of moments where I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I here? Why am I creating this? Why am I talking right now? Right? And as a result, it gives me an opportunity to recognize that as long as I surrender judgment of self judgment of all, and I allow myself to transcend this, that there is beauty that's going to show up through this, right? And I'm hearing the song by Frau Frau, Beauty in the Breakdown. Let go, jump all in. Oh, it's all amazing here, but it's all right. There's beauty in the breakdown, right? And I love that song. That song by Frau Frau, Let Go, is a song of divine surrender and jumping all in to the waters of the divine and allowing the water to carry you home. You know, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream, right? And that in itself has created, that song comes through at times and it will create a lot of inner turmoil with me. Everything's a dream. This is all an illusion, right? Even in that essence, right? I feel like we can at times bypass a lot of the human experience by being like, it's all an illusion, it's all a dream, right? Which is kind of like a, I give up, I don't care anymore, in a lot of sense. But what we're stating is actually that as we are moving through and shifting through our realities, make peace with the fact that you are creating in every now moment. And this is where we take ownership of our creation, but we also are learning to let go at various levels and various degrees, so we can awaken to what it is to be free of control, free of this manipulation, and to live in this place of divine surrender. But I've even found within myself a place of divine surrender, which is can sometimes be a place of inaction, does require some action to move the polarity somewhere. So if you're stuck and you're stagnant and you're just kind of like sitting there, I'm in a surrender, why isn't anything happening? Well, if you sit in the closet and you pray for a hot dog and you don't get a hot dog, don't get mad at God, get up and get a fucking hot dog, right? So that's the balance of the yin and the yang, which is the place of receptive. It's of praying, it's of intentional creation, it's the embodiment, and then we get up and we do, right? So it is a delicate balance, and that's what this balancing act is, right? That's what this balancing act is. It's the place of action and inaction, the being and the doing. Being clear on the direction moving forward and really illuminating and highlighting what the light at the end of the tunnel is for you, because it's gifting us momentum. And we want to keep the trajectories moving forward and up. I know for myself, I don't want to play in stasis anymore. I don't want to play in those non-evolutionary states. I want to do what I can to keep the momentum moving forward and up, which means that every day I am evolving. Every day I'm accessing new internal resources to build and to create and to play with. But also too is that experience itself is going to give me that launch pad to be able to move into a whole new pathway for myself, as long as I choose to make the quantum jump. And so I have to surrender a lot of guilt. I have to surrender a lot of judgment. I got to keep letting go. I got to keep detaching. I got to keep preparing. But also, more importantly, I got to keep playing. Because if I'm going to become one with Creator, one with creation, it requires that space of divine innocence to be held no matter what. Right? And so that means that I have to let go at deeper levels. I got to surrender control. My heart's got to open wider. And I got to remember the only reason judgment exists is because I was born into it. And for me, for myself, I'm doing what I can to dissolve and resolve all judgment and authority issues, so I can remember what it is to be that place of immaculate conception, which is that place of purity. And I find that the lower we go in those realms and trajectories to dissolve and resolve from within, and we clear all the punishment, we clear all the discord, the more we come into that space of purity. But we have to allow ourselves to see that and to recognize that this whole time we've been pure. We've just had a lot of judgments and a lot of BS and a lot of human garbaggio that has enveloped us for aeons of time. And so the return to simplicity, the return to magic, heart magic, right? The house of love. That's the space that we create from. That's the space we be within. And that's where our clarity and truth lies. But our place of indecision is on us. And so we've got to make the jump. We've got to make the jump and go, you know what? I'm going to light this emmer effer up, and I'm going to light that pathway moving forward. Okay. And it's because on the other side of it is a lot of self-worth, a lot of self-love, and a lot of opportunity for you to finally receive the gift of you in your divine radiance, in that space of knowing all of your badges, all of your initiations, right? These are all your trophies. These are your rewards. And these rewards might show up as a physical or a material manifestation, but they're all held within. This is the culmination of you, the cumulative lesson, the wisdom that you've embodied on your journey moving forward, and being proud of who you are. Being proud of who you are. Being proud that, hey, you might have walked a difficult pathway to get here. And as a result, be proud that you've made it. Be proud that you've learned. And if you're really honoring yourself, if you've learned the lesson, you won't let it repeat. Unless you need that. Trust me, I know this one. Some lessons repeat because I needed to learn at deeper levels. But either way, it's that you are discovering your self-worth and self-value. As long as you make the jump to do so and make that place of indecision a place of decision today by not fearing the fear, but motivating yourself to face that uncertainty, to face that fear, to face that doubt, and to know that it's just a feeling and it's okay and it's safe to feel. It's very much so safe to feel those things. I can relate on many different levels. There's a lot of times before I hit record, I go, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? Am I sure? Am I going to fuck up? Right? What's going to happen? But we can play with that energy again and come into a place of that all of us at some level or some degree might have a little bit of fear, might have a little bit of uncertainty, might have a little bit of doubt. But we can keep showing up and we can keep walking through it and know that it's okay and it's safe to feel what you're feeling because there's value within that. There's intrinsic value. There's a deepening of an intimate connection with self and with others. There's a place of vulnerability. There's a space of knowing. There's a space of harmony. So it really is about cueing into the fact that right now you have a lot of value and you've got a lot of love within you. But can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? We've been blinded to these things for quite some time. That's that illumination point of clarity. Right? And this is where sometimes the hermit card is good because it gives us an opportunity to dissolve distraction and to really find what that is. It's listening to the voice of your own soul. It's listening to infinite creator creation and tapping into that source spark connection that's telling you, hey, you are divine love. You've been divine love this entire time. You just forgot, and you're here to wake up and to remember. And actually, in fact, everything is love, even if it doesn't feel like it. Because when it comes from pure creator, all the way up, you'll see that it's been love this entire time. There's just been some really interesting experiences we've had to go through, no doubt about it. But there's a lot of self-worth and a lot of self-value inside of you. But it's up to you to recognize that. In every now moment, we are remembering. I, too, am remembering, Amber. In every now moment, I'm remembering. And I'm getting clearer and clearer and clearer. Big hugs. Big hugs. So, yeah, a lot of self-worth, a lot of self-value, a lot of rambling on. But, hey, we're making our way, guys, right? And that's the key here. Is that we're the ones that are finding the trail that best suits us, the pathway that best aligns for us, right? And we don't have to make comparisons. This has been a key one too. You know, those questions, why aren't I there? Why don't I have what they have? Why don't I? Just be you. Uniquely you is your design moving forward. Uniquely you. And a part of being uniquely you is there's only one you, as the individuation, as the expression of source, as the spark. And to be uniquely you is to just be yourself. And to recognize that that too can be held and honored and loved. Right? And it's filled with a lot of integrity. It's filled with a lot of light. But the other thing too is that a lot of us at times can feel like because we've dealt with martyrdom, we've dealt with exile, we've dealt with exodus, we've dealt with being the fringe dweller, and as a result we recognize where we don't fit in society. I feel like a lot of the highlight point of when you find your unique expression or your unique essence is you see the contrast of where you don't fit in. But if you highlight and amplify that, you're going to see more of that. And so we have to start also looking at, where do I belong? And begin shifting the belief system into seeing where you belong, which is, first off, right where you're at in this now moment is right where you belong. Because if you were meant to be anywhere else, you would be. Including the body and the form. The clothes that are on your back. Everything being created in this now moment right now is exactly where you belong. And from that space of recognizing it's safe to belong right where I'm at, that's where we start to kind of plant our flag, right? Not from a place of colonization, right? I have to be mindful of that, right? Because there's something when I say plant the flag that feels very patriotic, right? But it's really about going, I am light and I belong right where I'm at, right? Or I am soul, or I am essence, or I am a light warrior, or whatever it is, as we're working through integrating all the light warrior stuff, and really coming back in that place of dissolving that whole architecture, right? And that whole archetype it's just more about knowing that you belong exactly where you're at. Whether it's home within the form, whether it's your butt with Gaia, right? With the river, with the trees, with the snow, with the lakes, right? With the crescent moon, right? That you belong right where you're at. And to feel safe there and to enjoy your experience. Because it's not just about feeling safe and belonging where you're at, but it's really about enjoying where you're at too. And so, what are those, there's minute details, I know, micro details that we need to dive into when it comes to enjoying our experience again, myself included, is going, okay, so if I am the creator of my reality, I'm the creator of this experience, and I belong right where I'm at, and I'm safe where I'm at, how can I now enjoy where I'm at? Which means, what is the routine? What are the belief systems and structures that I need to work with that help me to enjoy my reality again, right where I'm at? And then begin to amplify on that experience so I can give myself an opportunity to align to a new reality and to others that are enjoying their life as well. And it doesn't mean that every single moment is just filled with joy. It might be for some. We still experience contrast and polarity, especially as we're dissolving and resolving our authority issues, and we're dissolving our systemic programming and our judgments, right? And we're unplugging from a lot of that 3D crap. But it really is about finding a way to enjoy the moments that we have while we're here, because once again, this is a temporary experience. And I feel like that has been such a key for myself and for many others, is how temporary this experience is. And recognizing that the more we let go and the more we move on, the more we're gonna find that joy. But we can't stop building it from within and experiencing that in our reality. We got to keep the joy and the flow moving forward. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you. I appreciate you guys being here and just kind of flowing with me in creation today. Let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can do the new song. I wrote a new song the other day. So I feel like I'm gonna play it just to say thank you to everyone and to kind of test it out on the live stream. Probably something I don't like doing, but I'm gonna do it anyway because, hey, face your fears and show up. Love you guys. No problem. I'm gonna go with it. I kind of got lost track, but it's okay. We always find our way, right? So thank you guys for being here. So happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I think we're gonna keep working on that one just a little bit. We'll play it again sometime soon. But thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Thank you for being a part of this experience. Let's go ahead and check the chat really quick. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, new song. It went a little sideways. As normal, you know, it's like, and yeah, Shine On, You Crazy Diamond. is, yeah, we get in our head a little bit. And we go, okay, you know what? Got some things to work on. Face your fears, keep moving through it. You know, either way, it's just more about having fun at the end of the day. It's not about perfection, but it's just about, it is divine perfection, but it's just about enjoying our life and having fun. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being a part of this sacred ceremony. To all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. Honestly, happy Mother's Day. Thank you for being, thank you for giving me compassion what you're doing, right? There's a lot of really beautiful moms out there right now that are raising star seeds, that are raising indigos, that are raising little creators, that are raising little magics and little nuggets out there. And as a result, they're having to balance their own physical ascension. They're having to balance their own life path and their work and their opportunities, and then being a mom on top of that. I freaking honor you. I honor you, right? And you know, I'm not just saying that to kiss ass to the feminine, the moms out there, but I see it. I've got a lot of sisters and friends out there that are moms, and I see what you guys do, and I just want to say aho. Like, aho, I love you. We see you. We're supporting you. We're freaking giving you a round of applause. And we're also finding moments to really be grateful and to feel safe with who we are. You know, there's been this mama bear energy that's come through a lot in my life path, where these mama bears give me safe opportunity to be in my magic, to give me safe opportunity to express as my inner child. And there's a lot of moms out there that are holding the field right now for us to be able to expand and to awaken to who we are, right? And I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy in my own way from what I've seen with other mothers to be a mom, but I also see how rewarding the experience is for everyone in their own way. And I want to say thank you, you know, because there's, I hope to be a father one day. I'm actually, you know, those thoughts are already coming through, you know, about being a dad and setting up my life to where I could be a father. You know, and it's cool. It's really neat, you know, having those discussions, having those thoughts, and retraining our belief system, and knowing that it's hard work, but it's worth it, you know. And the kids coming, I so can't wait to see what our children bring forward. You know, if you've been working with the Ascension schools or the Magic schools, and you've been getting the rainbow buses together to get the kids into their magical training, right? It's been quite a unique experience to see what's opening up for the children right now. And so thank you to the mother. Thank you to Pachamama as well for giving us a foundation, you know, to give us a safe place, and to recognize that we don't own her. No one owns her, no thing owns her. And I feel like that's been a big one that's been working through in our own lives, at least, has been this whole thing about ownership. And you know, she's gifting us a lot of freedom, and so we give that freedom back to her and allow her to be in her multidimensional expression, to be in her light ship, and really, you know, feeling the rewards of moments like this, where we can breathe, we can sing, we can play guitar, we can play with some cards, share a little bit of love with some friends, share a little bit of light language, and just yeah, do the thing. Except these guys keep fucking spraying. So guys, if you ever see them start trailing, get out your magic eraser, lick your thumb, and swipe that shit away. Alright, so instead of swiping on Tinder, swipe on the chemtrails. Get them all out of here. They've been spraying the crap out of Arizona lately, but it's okay. We love you, we honor you, we bless you. Thank you for awakening our hearts. May the pilots get home safely. Alright. Love you guys. All the links are in the description box. We still got bracelets for sale. So I've got 4 bracelets wrapped. I'll be posting the second rainbow one sometime soon. If you want to purchase the rainbow light body bracelet, I've got another one built with a blue and gold crystal skull on it. We're working on dream shields. So we're getting the first dream shield shipped out tomorrow, which I'm really excited about. If you guys are interested in a dream shield or you're interested in a wand, reach out to me, foundersoflight@gmail.com. More creations coming, more live streams, more music, more fun, more folly, more play. But today it's just about being with the mother and saying thank you, saluting the mothers and the grandmothers out there. We can't forget the grandmas. Can't forget grandma. There should be a grandmother's day because grandmother's day is really important too. But more importantly, guys, thank you for being my friend. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for being a part of this journey. And we're going to send this one out with a whole lot of love, a whole lot of love, a whole lot of love, a whole lot of rest, and a whole lot of opportunity to align to a lot of self-worth and self-value. All right, guys, until next time. See you guys soon.